Welcome to the Christie Taylor Show. I'm your host, Christie Taylor. And can you believe it? We are fully into November, and there are a lot of exciting things that are happening here in Memphis, getting us ready for the holiday spirit. And while this may not necessarily seem like the great segue to this, but when it comes to holiday parties and get-togethers, you always want to go somewhere that is nice and swanky. At least I do. And today's guest is going to talk about a new event center, or should I say bar and bistro, that's going to be a great spot for your holiday gatherings. I'm going to be talking to Toshiba, a former educator that ventured into entrepreneurship by managing her brother's restaurant, Crump's Fish and Wings, after resigning from education. Her brother, who loves traveling, often visits full-service bars and bistros in other cities, and he realized there wasn't one like that here in Memphis. Now, this has led him to a decision to create an upscale cigar lounge for mature adults. Yes, the grown and sexy. He, along with his friends, Will Rogers, a master barber, and Aaron Kearney, owner of Memphis' Best Pizza and Subs, joined the team, and Salt was born. Now, Toshiba is a minority partner that runs operation and management. And let me tell you, she is super excited to be here with us today to tell us all about this new venture. Can we talk, Salt? Hi. Good.
Hello, Christy.
Wow.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being here, and you're very welcome. Salt, now, are we talking like shake it like a salt shaker, or what are we talking?
We're talking seasoning. So SALT is an acronym for Soulful Adult Leisure Therapy. It's going to be an upscale cigar, bistro, bar for the grown and sexy. We wanted to go with the acronym that puts that out there, that we are looking, our audience is the grown and sexy, with the adult with that A in our acronym.
Wow, I totally love that. And I wanted to kind of find out more about the fact that, we have a lot of adults here, grown folk who like to get out and about. And it is kind of amazing that we don't have a bar and bistro of this magnitude, because I did get a chance to do a quick walkthrough. Can you just kind of talk about what we do have in Memphis and how this will be different?
Yes, of course. So we know that there are other places that you can frequent, like bars and cigar lounges in Memphis. And a lot of times you have a certain audience that will go there. Well, SALT is going to be for that a different audience, where you can come and you can feel comfortable. You're comfortable bringing your wife or your significant other. We want to make SALT more of the soft side of the bar bistro type thing, or event space. So that's the difference. We're going to have live bands. We're going to do karaoke. We're going to have comics. So SALT is more, it's like a comedy spot, an entertainment center, a cigar lounge, somewhere you can come and get some great food. We're going to have brunch. So we're bringing a lot into, it's not just a bar. It's not just an event center. It's not just a comedy club. It's a mixture of all of these. So that is the difference in that SALT is going to bring from other areas or other event centers that are already here in Memphis. And the way that came about is my brother. Okay. My brother, he travels a lot, and he has gone to different places, and he's always like, you know what? A lot of times when we go out of town, we like to go to bar and bistros or things like that. Whereas in Memphis, we may not necessarily go there. And that's the same for my husband and my friends. We go out when we go out of town. Well, why don't we bring the type of places that we like to visit in other cities? Why don't we have it right here at home? So, because there are probably a lot of other people that think like we do. Oh, we only go out when we're in Atlanta, or we only go out when we're in the Dominican, or we only go when we're visiting islands. So let's make that vibe right here in Memphis, where those people who don't feel like they have anywhere to go right here at home, they do now.
Now, one of the things that I'm really hearing is that this destination spot is going to be a destination spot in Memphis, because there are a lot of, should we say 35 and up? You know, the
Yes, that's
mature adult.
exactly the audience that we are targeting.
Okay. So, one of the things that I'm finding very interesting is that, can we get to your story, Toshiba? You were an educator. Just kind of give me a little backstory on you and what led you into leaving education and moving into
Sure.
this new space.
Sure. So I've taught in Shelby County schools, and I've also taught right across the bridge over in Marion, Arkansas. And I got to the point where just watching and he's going to be upset with me, but I'm going to say it, my little brother, just watching him and the things that he's doing. I remember he always said, and he calls me Sheba. He always told me that he wanted to retire by the time he was 40. Well, I've always been that big sister slash mama to my sister and brother. So when he used to say it all the time when he was younger in his 20s, and I've been in corporate since I was 18. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's okay to dream, and I'm not going to ruin his dream. But I know that we retire at 65. That's my mind back then. Okay, he's going to retire at 40, but yeah, retirement age is 65. So I just let him dream. Well, and I've been in education for 8 years now, and I had to look back. And instead of becoming mama, I became the student by watching him, because I was like, hey, he's really on to something. He just may retire by the time he's 40. Risk taker, where I'm not necessarily that risk taker. I know that I have a steady income, I have this, but he has always said from a very young age that he will always work for himself. And he has always worked for himself. When he graduated high school, he went to barber school. He was a barber for a few years, and then he opened his own barbershop. He and his best friend, Will, they're both master barbers. They worked together in the barbershop, and then they decided to venture off and open their own barbershop, and you have world class barbershop, which they own together. So they continued to move on. And my brother, 5 years ago, he opened Crump's Fish and Wings. And so we decided, he's been running Crump's, it's been successful all this time. So he wanted me to come in and quote unquote help out. So when I came in, I had all of these ideas, and we changed a lot. And let's say we enhanced Crump's. It was already a great up and running business, but we enhanced it a lot since I came on board. And he said, well, Sheba, how long do you plan on working for somebody else?
Mhm.
And that was it. And I said, well, what else am I going to do? That's all I know. And he said, you know a lot more than you think you know about business. Because when I came in, I said, well, a lot of people are going towards online. Let's bring in DoorDash. Let's bring in Uber Eats. So let's bring in online ordering. Let's change this. Let's change that. So all of this changed in a matter of 30 days. And he was blown away. And he said, you know more than you think you know, because what you brought to Crumbs, that was something that wouldn't have necessarily been there. And I was like, really? Because that's just something that came natural for me. And so I said, well, I'll try it out. So I started at Crumbs, and I was working there, running everything operations and helping him with all of his businesses, because there are quite a few. He's into real estate, he's into a lot. So in the barbershop, what you call shop talk, he and his friend Will Rogers, they had been talking about, okay, what's next? Because Will also has a nonprofit, Building Better Days, and he has Bluff City Financial, which is a tax service. And my brother Alvito, he also has Tax Plus Solutions, which is also a tax service, and ASAP Financial and Zan Investments, which are his real estate LLC. So those two guys were like, "What's next?" And this is your 40 under 40, because they're both have a goal of 40. Well, I'm past 40 now. So after discussing their next goal, they were going to open another wing spot downtown. And so they started on that path, and then they thought about it. The deal did not go through because it wasn't exactly what they wanted. So they decided, okay, well, let's keep going until we can figure out the next step because it's always on to the next one with them.
Oh,
And
wow.
so they decided to look into opening this place where the grown and sexy can go. So I think Will, from what I understand from their story, he came up with Leisure Lounge. So Avito was like, no, we got to have an acronym. We got to have something that says it. We got to have some seasoning in this, you know. So that's where they came up with the acronym. So Will and Alvito, they came up with it. They brought the idea to me because I'm like their first lady. I help them with all of their businesses now. Which has led me into entrepreneurship to another side that I knew nothing of. So I finally decided to just resign from teaching because this is giving me an opportunity to learn from them as well as become involved in owning something or being a partner in something that I never knew that I could accomplish. I definitely didn't have the funds to start up a business. So that's where I come in, where I am making sure all of the operations for all of the businesses are running well. And in return, they make sure that they take care of me. So I was able to resign.
Um,
And after that, Christy, just to bring in Aaron, who's also one of the investors and owners in Salt. So after Will and Alvito came up with it, everything, they knew that they had a lot going on already in their other businesses, but this is something else. So Alvito came up with the idea that, you know what, we need one other partner, but we need has the same vision that we have. And it was a no-brainer with Aaron. Aaron owns East Memphis, Pizza and Sub, which is literally half a block away from Crump's
yeah.
Fish and Wings. And after listening to Alvito's story with Aaron, describing how when he came with Crump's, Aaron never saw him as competition. He was like back in the old days, he came and extended that olive branch. Welcome to the neighborhood, my brother. So that's how they came together. And one of the stories I can recall from Alvito telling me about Aaron, he loves the fact that hey, Aaron, I ran out of sugar. Can I borrow some sugar? And it wasn't like, I'm not giving him any sugar because if he doesn't have this particular item, they'll come to me. And vice versa. Aaron can call him. It's like it was back when we had our neighbors where we could go next door. Hey, can I borrow a slice of bread? So that's how this brotherhood is. It's enough room for everybody. It's enough room for everyone to grow. So it was a no-brainer that they had to bring Aaron in. So when Aaron actually joined in, and I can say this now, we were sought a secret because Aaron decided he wanted to bring his wife in on this. So this was going to be a surprise birthday gift for his wife. So now he's already brought her in and showed her that they are now owners of Salt Bar and Bistro. So not only is Aaron part owner, he and his wife are doing their share together.
You know, I really love this entire story, and I know I had a chance to meet them briefly, but this is something that we could really take to the next level. And as I said, I had a chance, thanks to you, to do a quick walkthrough, and I just found it to be a very nice vibe, a really nice vibe. Now, of course, the building itself has some history, and someone might be saying, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So I kind of give them the history of the place, where it's located, and some of the love that you all have put into the space. And congratulations to the young men, 40 under 40, doing it big, about to retire, because they are definitely pushing the gas pedal. And I love the fact that they're also bringing in, women into play, allowing us to partake in that wealth building. So give the history of the building, where it's located, and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, we are located on Mendenhall. A lot of the customers that will be coming now, they are the customers from the old Tony's Bar and Grill days. That's where it used to be, the old Tony's Bar and Grill. So that age group that can remember the old Tony's, we have something for you now because that would be us. and some others included. That probably that 35-year-old group wouldn't know what Tony's Bar and Grill was. So that's where it was, Tony's Bar and Grill. And actually, when we went into the building, when Alvito took me into the building, I was like, oh, this is great. We can just bring somebody in. We can clean the floors and, wipe down, dust the walls, and it's going to run great. And he looked at me. He said, no, that's not what we're going to do. And I said, okay, because it looked good to me. And I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, I have something else in mind. So I was like, okay. So I went back across the street to Crump's and continued to do my thing. And I came back maybe a month later, and there was absolutely nothing inside the building. All of the bar stools, everything, it was completely gutted. Wow. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what are you doing? It looked nice the way it was. But I didn't want to say anything because now I recognize when I am the student. I said, I'm going to see what he's going to do. And Christy, when I went back, I said, okay, now this is not what I had in mind. I said, but I'm with you 100%. I am behind you. I am no longer in front of you. I am no longer the leader. I am the follower at this point. And when you come back and we give you the full tour so that you can film it, you will see what I'm talking about. Honestly, I wish I had gotten before pictures, because in my mind, I was like, great, this is a great start. I had no idea that his vision was what SALT is now. So those of you that remember Tony's Bar and Grill, it is not Tony's Bar and Grill at all anymore, but it is a place where our age group can come to. But SALT is definitely upscale. It is something that I could not have imagined. It's beautiful.
It truly is. I love the fact that even when you come to the space, you even have the patio area. You have, you're going to have the cigar lounge. You got some private rooms, some private membership only vibe is going to be going on. Yes. Really, first of all, I love aesthetics. I love just the decor. Of course, he had to show out when I was there. And for those who are singers or those who like music, an amazing sound system. For those who want to have those game nights, when the Super Bowl is happening, yes, they have more than enough widescreen televisions for just any imaginable situation. VIP sections. I'm definitely looking forward to coming back. Now, you've had a soft opening. As we get to the wrap up, I know you had a soft opening, and you had a couple of, some Memphis celebs in the house. Can we just mention that? And then when can the general public come?
Okay, we did have a soft opening last weekend, and we did have Penny Hardaway in the building. Go Memphis! And one of the reason we're having the soft openings, and we're going to have one more, Christy, we want to make sure that we get it right the first time. They have put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this project. So the soft openings are invitation only, and we're getting feedback from the public. What did you think about the food? What do you think about the bar? What did you think about the service? What did you think about the wait time? So we're going to have one additional soft opening before our grand opening, because we don't want to just have a grand opening saying, hey, we're ready, and then we get feedback on the internet. We don't want that. We want honest feedback from the community. What do you think? What did you think about the parking? What did you think about this? So that's why we're having the soft openings, to get that feedback and make some changes. Now, the first soft opening, everybody loved it. So we didn't get a lot of negative feedback. As a matter of fact, we didn't get anything negative. But with these guys, they are perfectionists, So they're having one more soft opening where it's invitation only, and that will be next weekend, Saturday. And after that soft opening, and we clear everything up and everybody is ready, we are ready to go. So hopefully our grand opening will be Thanksgiving weekend, unless there are more changes that they want to make.
Understand. Now, pardon, there's a little feedback for those who may be listening, but what were some of the highlights from people who came to the first soft opening?
Well, Christy, that is why I wanted the guys to be here, but I know you're going to interview them in person. I was actually in St. Martin on an island.
Oh, so she was on vacation mode. She
I
was.
was on vacation. So they were like, how many vacations are you going to take? I was like, you all made this possible because I could have never taken a vacation when I was in the classroom. So I thank them for that. But now they're like, okay, so how many more? I said, you got me. I'm here. I'll be here until maybe March of next year. It was like, okay, we'll be good by then, but no more vacations for you. So I'm here. I will be at the soft opening this upcoming Saturday, but I was not there at the first soft opening, but I did see a lot of footage on Facebook and I liked what I saw.
All right, then. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to coming to the soft opening. So I got to make sure rub elbows with the celebs in the house.
Okay.
And Toshiba, I'm going to see if I can bring a couple of my VIP friends and see if they can give the feedback. But I tell you, I know they're going to love it. I know they're going to love it. Finally, every bar and grill here, bistro, lounge, it's coming down to the food beyond the how good it looks. We want to come to get some eat on. Now, who have you selected or can we talk about? Because, some things are under wraps. Who have you all selected as the chef?
We actually have a couple of chefs that have auditioned. And I will be honest with you, it's very stiff competition. We, the guys and I will definitely be deciding on a full-time chef. The chefs that we have actually auditioned and had a taste test, it's been some great chefs out there, but we want to keep that under wraps, and we will definitely be revealing in that soft opening who our chef is going to be.
Okay. We have really in the last couple of years had some amazing chefs that have come to Memphis and who are also homegrown. So I'm looking forward to seeing, what type of delicacies you all will be serving up. Any last words that you want to share with our audience about SALT and about your journey as a woman entrepreneur?
Like I said, I just hope everybody has an opportunity to get out and enjoy our home, Memphis. I am so happy to know that you don't have to travel to other cities to say that is the only time I can go somewhere. You need to have somewhere, an after hour set, happy hour when you leave your profession, corporate setting, hospitals, whatever it is that you are, doctors, whatever profession you have somewhere that you can come and you can enjoy yourself. You do not have to travel to have a place that's just for you to come. Leisure therapy, adult leisure therapy. So that's what we have for you at SALT.
I love it. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for being a great guest, Toshiba. And of course, for those who want more information, you definitely can check out SALT Memphis Bar and Bistro. They have an amazing Facebook page, SALT Memphis. Also, they're on Instagram at SALT Memphis 901. And if you need to watch this in the replay, share with a friend. You can see the entire episode on Christie Taylor Online, also on YouTube, as well as listen to this interview on your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify. But I'm looking forward to interviewing these guys in person, live from SALT. Yes. All right. Thank you so very much, Toshiba. And you all have an amazing day. All right. Stay tuned for Tina Tilton's The Blend here inside the Taylor Tilton Hour.